All right. Hey, everybody. Bill DeBoer over here at DeBoer's Auto, coming to you live today with Bryan Cosa of Mobile Detail Masters. So I wanted to have Bryan on the program. He's detailed a number of our cars, a number of employees' cars, customers' cars. He's done a great job for us. We think it's a very important service to have done on cars. So Bryan, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you, where you came from, and what you got going on over at Mobile Detail Masters.
Sure. Great. Well, thank you for having me on, number one. My name is Bryan Cosa. I reside in Sparta, New Jersey, and got into the detailing business as a part of something my father taught me when I was younger. And I guess it stuck with me. And didn't do it for probably 30 plus years. Worked in the high-end health club and gym business for 30 plus years, and service business. And during that time, had kids and so on and so forth, and kind of washed the car and those type things, things like my father had taught me. But then I retired when I was 56, and what am I going to do now? So, ding, ding, light went off. And, having run businesses and owned businesses, I kind of got into developing a plan to put this business together, and worked at it and enjoyed kind of putting that process together to put it together, and developed a mobile detailing business where basically I will come to you, which is a great convenience for the customer, with everything on my truck, and detail your vehicle, your motorcycle, your RV, your plane, whatever. I've detailed just about everything you can imagine. So it's been fun for me. I've enjoyed it. You gotta love what you do, and especially when you retire, they say you gotta pick and choose something that you enjoy doing, and I just enjoy doing it. Some people may say, "Ooh, he's a little different that he likes doing that," but no, I do, and I'm fine with that. Go ahead and make fun of me, but I enjoy it. It's one of those things that's actually relaxing to me, and I just enjoy what I do. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So I mean, that's the one thing that struck me right away about you, was that, first time I met you, like your passion about cleaning the cars just came through right away, and it really stood out to me. So it left an impression, and obviously the work that you do shows it as well. You have great employees that work with you, and
You froze up a little bit on me there, Bill. I can't hear you. You're I'll wait for you, Bill. You were going to ask me a question, but you froze. No, sorry about that.
you there, Bryan? Sorry about that.
I'm there. I'm
The
back.
internet up here leaves a lot to be desired. So,
Oh gosh.
well, I was left off. We were talking about sanitizing cars with COVID-19. Like, we've been working in the shop the whole time, taking extraordinary precautions on keeping things clean for the guys and for our team, and also for our customers.
Sure.
We've been spraying a hospital grade sanitizer in the vehicles that is non-harmful to the materials and stuff, and then using Clorox wipes on the high touch areas like the steering wheel, shift knobs and all that sort of stuff. So,
Mhm.
what do you guys got going on over at Mobile Detail Masters as far as getting people's cars cleaned up and sanitizing the interior for this COVID stuff?
Yeah, well, from what I understand about the virus, it's what they call an envelope virus, which is really easy to kill. It's transferred more or less through breathing and breath and that type of transmission. When it sits on something, it's like your hands. It's relatively easy to kill. So it's warm water, soap, and so on. So in that respect, it's not a difficult thing to take care of. We use our products are that we use to clean the interiors of vehicles are all very high strength. They really do a great job on steering wheels, shift knobs, door handles, things like that. And we're cleaning them probably 3 different times with 3 different products as we go through the process with our cleaning. And then most recently, we've been using, similar to what you just described, we have a little mini steamer that has a very, very high temperature, which my understanding is the virus doesn't live in that high temperature kind of a environment. So, we steam steering wheels, we steam shift knobs, door handles, things like that. Those areas that are high touch areas within the vehicle. And we've found a very good success with that.
Cool. And what, you obviously have you and I have the tools and the chemicals and all that stuff, but what about the average person, day in and day out, jumping in and going to the grocery store and stuff? What could they do on their own, do you think, and try and protect themselves from getting it in their car and spreading it around that way?
I think the sanitizing wipes are really a great thing. And I've heard 2 schools of thought. Should you wear gloves going into somewhere, and then when you come out, you've got the gloves on, the gloves have something on it, and then you open your car door and you leave that on your car door. And then, and then you take the gloves off, and then you have to put the gloves somewhere. Some people have said, don't wear gloves, just go in. As soon as you come out, you clean your hands with the sanitizing lotion or the spray or the wipe, and then you clean the outside of your door. The part that you touched when you open your door.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get to your vehicle, you really want to, and you open your car door, you want to have your sanitizing wipes or your spray that you can put on your hand. You want to use that on your hands immediately before you touch your steering wheel, before you touch your keys to start your car, your shift knob, and so on. So you want to kind of do all that as you get into the car or in that process. So it's hard to remember,
I know.
You're kind of like, oh, wait a minute, I forgot to do this or I forgot to do that. But once you get into that routine, and you've got those wipes kind of on your seat or that in your pocket, boom, you put it on.
And my wife likes to take a little bit extra hand sanitizer and then like rub it around the wheel too, just while it's still wet, and get it on there too. So
yeah.
So let's move on. Why don't we talk a little bit more about the value of a professional detail? I mean, when it comes to car maintenance and car repairs, I don't think there's any one thing that adds more value to a vehicle than a good professional detail. The more the car looks cleaner and nicer, the better the value the vehicle holds. People look at the car and they think it's a new car, even though it could be 5-10 years old. Speak to that a little bit, and what the difference is in somebody that does a professional detail versus just going to the car wash and getting in and out and that sort of quick polish put on it.
Sure. And one other thing, a nice car that's just been detailed, doesn't it drive nicer?
Yeah, you sit a little taller in the seat. I can
sure do.
tell you that. Yeah,
You sure do. Yeah. Well, there's value both in car washes and a professional detailing. detailer for sure. To keep your car up, the car wash has some value. You do something that's quick, less expensive, obviously not as detailed, but it kind of in between your details, you may want to just do it yourself or go to a car wash. But realize that a car wash is about volume. A car wash tries to get as many cars through the bay as quick as possible, and it's a boom, 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 boom. And they use one soap product or two soap products on that vehicle to clean that vehicle. When you engage a professional detailer like Mobile Detail Masters, I have probably 20 products in my box that I use for every single individual part of your vehicle. And it was funny when I went to detailing school to get certified, they showed me all these different products, and I was like, wow, they're just trying to sell me different things and make me spend more money. But as I got into it and I learned and I observed kind of how the process goes, you have to have an individual product for an individual thing that you're going to clean or detail on the car. An example is when you're driving in New Jersey, what do you get on the front end of your car all the time in the summer?
Plenty of bugs. Yeah.
Bugs, and actually it's in the fall and the spring too. But if you don't have the right bug cleaner to take that off of your vehicle, it's going to stay on there and it's going to basically eat into that clear coat of your vehicle. And bugs are organic in nature, but they're also the pH level of a bug, believe it or not, is neutral when it hits your car. But as it hits your car and it splatters and the sun gets on it, oxygen gets on it, it becomes more acidic. Its pH level goes down. And that acidity is what kind of eats away at your clear coat. So you want to get that off quick, and you have to have the right product to get it off. So you name the item on your car, and I have a specific product to address that and do it the right way, in an efficient way and the correct way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about so with your services, you do both interior and exteriors,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you also do paint corrections too. So
Correct.
you want to speak to that a little bit and what that paint correction stuff is all about?
Sure. The interior obviously is the interior. We do every compartment, every component, every nook, every cranny, every vent, and so on, to clean the interior. The exterior, you've got different layers of your on your vehicle, and it starts with the uppermost layer is the clear coat, and that's the final coat. And the clear coat is sometimes pretty thick, but then some manufacturers, they don't put as many layers of clear coat on your vehicle for protection. So when you go through that clear coat, you start to get to the paint level, and then underneath the paint level is your actual vehicle. The part of the vehicle that the metal, the construction, the fat, whatever is constructed of your car. So when you get something on your vehicle on the top, you're getting it on the clear coat, and if it goes through that clear coat, you get it on the paint. So we do a process where you need to prep that top layer before you then get into taking those scratches out, taking those imperfections out, taking out those things that you see, spider webs, they call them. You get those a lot from using microfiber towels that aren't clean, or a bath towel that some car washes use, or you do that yourself. I did that myself when I started cleaning my own car many moons ago. I'd used a bath towel and kind of wiped the front end, and I found out later on, wow, I was creating all those little swirls on there. So the paint correction actually takes those swirls out of the clear coat and allows you to have a really, really, really nice finish, almost like you just drove it off the lot. And there's even more in-depth systems that you can use depending on how far in that scratch has gone in through that clear coat. If it gets to the paint, you've got to wet sand that vehicle. And wet sanding is a process where you use very, very, very high levels of sandpaper, to slowly work through and get that level again and get that scratch out of there so that you can't see it.
Yeah.
I sometimes get a little technical with some of the stuff I talk about, and I hope I don't put
That's great.
Bill.
What about ceramic polishing? Do you get into that stuff at all?
I haven't gotten into that, Bill, partly because it's very, very specialized. And from what I've discovered or learned, you really need to have an environment where you put the ceramic coating on that's dust-free, air-free, closed off to anything else. And I'm mobile, so I'll go to somebody, as opposed to I don't have a garage or a location where I could create an environment that there's nothing in that area, because you have to prep the vehicle, you have to clean it, wash it, wax it, polish it. But if you, at the point when you're putting that ceramic coating on your vehicle, if there's any dust, anything that gets in under that, on that clear coat before you put the ceramic on, you're going to see that. It's going to reflect through. But it's a very good system. It's a very good product. It actually lasts a very long time. Yeah, it's a little bit expensive.
Yeah, I know it can be very expensive, right?
Yeah, you need to be prepared for that. It's anywhere from $700 to, I've seen it as high as $2,000 to get a ceramic coating on your vehicle.
And does it really drive the value, or are you better off just having more frequent details done?
I think it's a good product. I think it's a good product. If you have the wherewithal to invest that kind of money to do that process, I think it's a good value. I have had some folks that have had ceramic coatings done on their car, and they come to me for a detail, and I have to use a special polish pad on that ceramic detail so that I don't go through that ceramic. So it's important for me to know that information before I do the vehicle.
Yeah.
So, but it's good both ways. It's good both ways. I recommend, for somebody that's going to be professionally detailing their car, as opposed to ceramic coating, I recommend probably twice a year to get their vehicle professionally detailed. That's kind of my standard. Usually after the winter time, when getting all that junk off it from the winter weather, usually March, April, May. And then another time before the winter comes, I usually recommend they do it in October, November, and I'm detailing even into December if the weather is good.
Yeah, no, I think that's real important too. I mean, we've gone through. I mean, this winter was very mild, and we got away easy this year. But we've seen cars come to us in December and then show up again at their scheduled appointment in March or April. And if we have a bad winter, I mean, it's visible, the damage that's done by the road salt and the brine and all that stuff that's going down. So it's important to have the cars detailed, get the stuff off as soon as possible, and have those good paint sealants on there to protect everything. So it's very important. So I think the other thing that especially nowadays, I mean, it seems like mobile and drive-in and all this stuff is becoming more and more popular with what's going on. I don't know if you heard yesterday, the governor opened up everything for drive-in stuff now. So drive-in movie theaters, drive-in church services, drive-in whatever kind of service you want. So
yeah,
I think maybe the car hops are going to come back too.
Yeah.
Hey, the car is going to become the new social distancing tool. So people gather and stay in their cars and have a little fun together. So, but your mobile detail service, you come on site, you have your own water, electric if you need it, pop-up tent. So you're very self-sufficient. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we've actually found that our customers really, really enjoy that part of our business model. They don't have to drive their car to somewhere, drop it off, have somebody pick them up, take them home. we come right to them in their driveway. We set up, we can fit just about anywhere, size of driveway, pitch of driveway, whatever it is. And everything's on our truck, everything. They don't even need to come out, especially now with the virus and what's going on. They can kind of talk to us from the doorway or the window, or even on the phone, and say, go for it. It's ready to go. We just need their keys, and we set up shop. Usually with polishing and waxing, and even washing a car, you don't want to have it in the sun. So that's why we use a pop-up tent, and we put it over the vehicle. Sun during that whole process will dry the water on the vehicle. Whatever's in the water, minerals, those things, they dry on the vehicle, and they create those little water spots with hot sun almost immediately. And actually, on the normal rain that you get on your vehicle, you see those water spots all the time. And what it is the minerals that have been picked up through the rain and the evaporation process. They are in that water bead, and they land on your car. And boom, when the water dries, it kind of lays on that vehicle, on that paint. So, and the same thing with brake dust from trucks and contaminants that you get off of the large vehicles on these highways, that kind of sits on your vehicle, and you don't know it's there. It's actually clear. You kind of see it, but if you rub your hand across your hood of your car when it's a little bit wet, you kind of lightly, you might feel little pricklies, little things on your vehicle. We use a process to take that brake dust and those contaminants off your vehicle. And if you don't take it off, you're not really polishing the clear coat. You're missing it, So, but back to the subject, mobile is been a very, very popular part of our business. People just love you come here, really? Wow, that's great. And I travel about 30 minutes. Based out of Sparta, and I travel about 30 minutes from there. So I'm in Sussex County. I'm in Morris County. I actually am going to Milford, Pennsylvania next week.
Nice.
And that's probably about 45 minutes. And there's just an additional travel charge for that distance of 30 minutes. And it's something that this customer wanted to do. And actually, this customer has a 1961 Corvette convertible that I'm really excited to detail. And they've also got a 1974 Ford, a 1934 Ford convertible that they want me to detail too. It's like, wow, two beautiful vehicles. That's awesome. What shape they're in, but two kind of classic vehicles that I'm going to do it one day. So it's kind of cool. Oh, you froze up on me a little bit. I'm just going to continue with some of the vehicles that I've detailed. I think probably my most favorite vehicle that I've detailed now over the 4-year period that I've been doing this is a 1937 restored fire truck. And this thing is just beautiful as it is because it's restored, but it's restored in the original form. It's got the old wooden ladder on the side. It's got the old post that kind of has the hose connected to it that you pull the hose out. It's got a little bell on there that they ring the bell as they're riding through the streets, instead of a siren. It's got, these seats that are really just kind of old leather, and it's got a wood steering wheel in this vehicle. It's just the neatest thing I've seen. I've never seen one before live like that, but it was just so cool to do that vehicle.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know this time of year you get really busy. So, if people want their car detailed, they should start reaching out to you as soon as possible. You could be a week or two out, and then depending on how the weather plays into it as well, right?
Yep, exactly.
So What's the best way for people to get a hold of you and reach out to you?
Well, there's a couple ways. I have a website, and right there on the website, there's a location where they can go and attach a message and request a service, and they just tell me what kind of vehicle they have, and interior, exterior, or complete. So that's my website is mobiledetailmasters.com, masters with an S at the end.com. Or they can reach me on my cell phone, and usually folks like to talk to me directly, and I find out a little bit more about what they're looking for and their specifics of the vehicle. And my cell phone number is right on the website, or I'm glad to share that now. Is that okay?
Yeah, throw it out there.
Sure. It's area code 609-217-1292 is the cell phone number direct.
Nice. Yeah, I was on your website earlier. It's a nice website. You got plenty of pictures of everything that you've detailed, and before and afters, and some really great shots on there. Mm-hmm. And also you have a pricing page on there, which I thought was really nice, because people always want to know how much it's going to cost them, right? I mean, you talked about the ceramic stuff and how expensive that is, but your services are not quite that expensive. No. They're more in line. So you want to just give people ranges without getting too much into it, or?
Yeah. I mean, the interior is down. It's as low as on a small. I base the prices on the size of your vehicle. Coupe, sedan, small SUV, large SUV, large truck. 139 up to 329.
Nice.
And based on the vehicle and service that you're going to get.
That's more than fair. And I mean, it takes a while for you to go through this. I mean, this isn't just the drive by. In an hour. I mean, it's a labor of love. I mean, you're typically there for what, 4 hours?
Yeah, we're 4 to 6 hours per vehicle, and that's with me and my helper. So yeah, we take a half day for a vehicle basically, and it's a quality. It's a real quality job.
Yep, absolutely. And so the other thing too is that you actually are selling this business because you're gonna twice retire now, right?
Yes, I am. Yep. Little add to the story. When I came back to Sparta, New Jersey, which is where I went to high school, I came back to take care of my parents, who were getting to that age where they needed some help, and one of them was ill, and so that's why I came back to the area and retired and started the business. But my father's passed. God bless him, 96 years old. And my mom is she can't be in the house all by herself, so she's going somewhere to independent living. She's still driving, believe it or not, at 92. Whew. Yep. And she tells me I never detail her car too. So yeah. I guess I gotta detail that before the next step. But yeah, I'm retiring back down to North Carolina, where we have a home, and so I'm selling the business.
Nice.
And it really has the best value in Sparta and Sussex County area, because that's where the customer base is. I have 292 unique customers that I've built over the years, and it makes sense for somebody in that area to, if they have an interest and a love for this, to get involved.
Yeah, I imagine with everything going on, there's a lot of people that are out of work and looking for career changes, and some of the best new businesses are born out of this. And I mean, you already have a turnkey solution if somebody's looking to, go off on their own and try to do something on their own. I mean, getting to know you over the years, I know you've got you went to the detail school, so you were certified, and along with that is a lot of procedures and detailed instructions on how to run the business and do the services that you're doing, and of course that book of business that you already bring to it that you've built up. So you got an impeccable reputation in the area, and I think it would be a great fit for somebody looking to do that going forward. So cool. The other thing, it's a little too late for Mother's Day, but I mean, car detailing is a great gift for Dad, and getting his vehicle detailed up. And I also saw that you had gift cards on your website as well. So
Yep. Father's Day gifts. This is great for fathers. Perfect. I've actually sold a good number of Mother's Day gift cards as well, believe it or not. So, but Father's Day is usually the bigger one of the two.
Cool. So is there anything else you want to talk about, or?
No, I'm interested to see how that that distance church thing or that drive up church thing works.
Yeah, right.
I don't
That'll be
understand that.
interesting. I don't
I'd
know.
rather sit at home and watch the church service on a YouTube channel rather than sitting outside the church, right?
Yeah, that'll be different. My wife and I, we did some takeout last week from Salt over there in Byram, and I pulled up front to get my curbside pickup, and down in the back they had a live band going, and same setup. People chilling out in their cars and listen to some live music. I mean, people are starved for getting out and seeing stuff. So
Cool.
it'll be interesting going forward. I mean, I think things are going to change, and again, like I said, cars are going to be a big part of things going forward. People are getting away from mass transit, so you're going to see more of that going on.
Yeah.
And then,
People are holding on to their cars longer too.
Yep.
I find.
And there's no better way than having a nice, clean car to show up to these events and, make it last longer too. So, I mean, new cars are very, very expensive. The average car last year new was like $37,000. So,
Wow.
Yep. If you got that car paid off, good detail, bring it back to new, and you can drive it.
Yep.
A long time.
One other quick thing too, I have a sell your car package. I do have folks that are in the process of selling their car and buying new, and you can't imagine what a professional detail does to the value of a car, especially when someone's going to look at it. And that includes an engine bay cleaning. You pop the hood, and that potential customer looks at the hood, and it looks like you just drove it off the lot.
I know we do a lot of pre-purchase inspections here, and not only that, just regular customer cars too. And there's nothing our guys like seeing better than a nice clean car coming in. I mean, it stands tall, and the car is loved and taken care of. So,
yep,
cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bryan, and we'll be talking to you shortly.
All right, thank you, Bill. Appreciate it.